station, everybody, because we've got the great Herminio. Reyes Jr. is in the house. Good to see you, man.
Leave it to me. 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 Leave it to me.
Woo! What is up? We are back again for another week of awesome spiderness. You know what I mean? The amazing spider. What happened? What?
I said, heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we're a family show. You can't say. You know what I mean? You can't do that. So I think it's rated PG-13, really. So you can have like one F-bomb throughout the whole show. But we try not to do that. And not waste it on the intro. You know what I'm saying? But
what the fork? There you go.
What? Ooh, you said the F word. Oh, that's another one. What is up, everyone? We are back again, better than ever. Like I hope Mike Greenberg would say on ESPN. Always excited once this time on a Sunday where we come and we talk to you guys about Spider-Man. Usually it's Amazing Spider-Man. We took a break from that because of the 8th Deaths of Spider-Man, which we will cover next week. Might as well just... What? He died 8 times? What?
Come on.
Zeb Wells? What? Oh, wait, what? But now that we're talking about it, next week we return with The Amazing Spider-Man as we finish off the 8th Death of Spider-Man, which is, of course, 68 deaths, 69 dudes, and 70. So me and Tom will fight for which one's going to do 69 because, you know, we're going to fight for the 60. That don't come out right. No, never mind.
We all know who's going to cover Chasm, right?
Oh, yeah, you. Jackpot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, I'll take Chasm. You'll take Jackpot. There you go. You agreed. Yeah. So that'll be next week at this time, same Spidey time, same Spidey channel and stuff like that. But this week we're covering like the thumbnail says, we're covering the Ultimate Spider-Man 7 and 8 right here, Ultimate Spider-Man, which we have a lot of our friends excited that we're covering these issues. Yeah. Of course, I'll cover 7. My man, he's covering number 8. And of course, in 2 weeks, should it release on time and should both of us have a copy and read it? I will have a copy. Or maybe I won't. But, you know, what are you trying to say, Herm? What are you trying to say? Tom can't get the copy? That's what you're trying to say? What? But in 2 weeks...
What are we on again?
What? In 2 weeks, we're going back on this show, and it's going to be The Amazing Spider-Man 1, the reboot. Joe Kelly's official start of his new Spider-Man run. So,
reboot.
Another reboot. Legacy number... some number there.
We're going to spank some reboot day.
What? Who's booty? What? I don't know. It's a family show.
Rogue?
I don't know about all the booty you call, you know.
Rogue? X-Men? What? Animated series?
What? And of course, in the chat, station to the lady. Station. Thanks for coming in. And I guess we technically squashed the beef, but I'm sure something will pop up eventually. But my man Eric the Stash,
Good morning.
Yeah,
Morning.
every Sunday morning, I guess with his coffee and stuff like that, see what's going on at the show and stuff like that.
I wonder
And
if
of course,
is he having coffee with what?
oh, don't say that name. Don't you say that name. Don't you say that name. You know what I'm saying?
Cheers, Eric. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh, yes. Cheers to everybody here on this Sunday. I got apple juice this morning, so I got to lay off the Pepsi, I heard. So, but, as my ladies say here, let's go Yankees. Opening week for Major League Baseball. Everybody knows I love all the sports. My Knicks are killing it this year. They're doing great. You know what I'm saying? Playoffs will start in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited. I was tuning into the next season all season long. Very entertaining. None of us want to talk about football. It's just not going to happen. So, but out of all the sports, out of all the teams, if I had to pick one team that's really my favorite, it's the New York Yankees, which they're coming off a World Series loss. I get it. But I'm pretty excited this year because I think, like I was saying, literally at Game 5, when we lost Game 5 in the World Series, we're going to get back there. We're going to face the Dodgers again, and we're going to beat them this year. And my man Aaron Judge, which everybody, he can't make it in the playoff. He's a playoff. He's going to have a great playoff run this year. And then he's going to shut everybody off. The Yankees will win the World Series this year. That's my prediction. Oh, you're Yankee fans. Yankee fans always say that. I've never felt this good about the Yankees since 2009 when they won it. I might be wrong this time, maybe the feeling, but as of now, that feeling has been brewing since the loss of the World Series. Maybe some people say that's just we were so angry that you want revenge. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. But the thing about baseball, long season, you know.
I like Yankees and that other team. Unfortunately, I like both of those teams. So I do like the Yankees.
Oh, boo! Nobody likes that other team. Come on! You got your own team over there in Seattle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's true.
Ladies, like timestamp. It's prediction mode.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Yeah, sorry, Station Maria.
Oh, and Eric says, "See, it's Tom that provokes it. Tom, you've been called out. You've been called out, my man. There you go.
What? Can't say anything.
Who we see? What? Where did Tom go? Yeah, so very excited for the Yankee season. Of course, I don't want to talk about my week. I had car troubles. It's just a bunch of stuff that happens. But you guys know about car trouble. Trouble, and you're trying to get to where you need to get, and you're not going to do that, and you work and all that. You already know. All right, and then you go to work, and they'll be like, "Oh, why did you miss work?" Well, I couldn't freaking get here, Mo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. These guys must be related to football. You know what I'm saying? But that was my week in a nutshell. I'm happy we're here. Excited. 2-0 Yankees. That's, you know what I'm saying? They're 2-0 to start the season. And then let's go. And then, of course, Tom, how was your week this week?
Well, I know you mentioned something about car problems. So hopefully I was able to dodge that, although some lights did come on, so I'm a little concerned.
Uh-oh.
But work was, I had a training day at one of the high schools. We learned how to strip floors. Not that, not the kind of,
Okay, not that one. Okay.
Like take a scrubbing machine and basically like strip the floor of the wax that was put down before. And so that was kind of fun. And then the rest of the week was so boring because there's no kids there and no teachers.
Nobody causing trouble. It's boring.
Yeah.
Where's that kid that used to give me a wedgie? You know what I mean? Oh, man.
It was long, and yesterday was nice. Went out with a Bigfoot, Moon Knight Rob. Who's that guy? Does he exist?
Ooh.
But yeah, went out and got some show and tell.
Show and tell. Okay.
I tell you, when action figures and stuff are on sale, man.
Bad for your wallet. That's why people like blaming Phable for stuff. Whether it's him or someone on the show, they still blame Phable. So but Eric here said the trick to fixing the dashboard lights in the car, just remove the lights, and just remove the lights. And then he said, the more you know. You know what I'm saying? So just remove the lights and you don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? If it breaks down, you'll be like, I wonder why it broke down. I don't know why. And of course, we got a certain friend here. Station Sleepy. What is going on?
Peppa Vulture. How you doing, Damien?
Yeah, I don't know the answer. I don't want to know the answer to this question, so I'm just not gonna.
What do you say?
It's Tom wearing pants.
Oh, good grief.
I don't want to know, man. Sleepy, do not ask questions like that, please. I like my sanity. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, the bigger question is, are you wearing pants, Grandpa?
No. Stop with this is a family show, guys. Come on. It's a family show.
The minute I start talking about stripping, they get the wrong idea. See?
See what you did? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Because station to my mom's. Station mom.
Where's our friend Mike Haggerty when you need him?
Yeah, those guys don't come on here. You know what I mean? They be like, "What? Big Herm show? What the hell is that?" You know what I'm saying? I'm complete. Oh no!
What?
Oh, no.
Oh God, no. Okay.
No. Now let's go on with the show. And not that kind of show. See what you started here, Tom. Jesus, we're gonna get canceled before we can do the show.
Did you ever get the chance to see? I didn't even know they had a '90s Fantastic Four cartoon. I found it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, it's not too bad. And then I was listening to the theme song. I was like, why does this sound familiar? And then I was like, oh, Rescue Rangers. I was like, this sounds like Rescue Rangers. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, they robbed the Rescue Rangers song, didn't they?
Okay.
How could they?
I like the X-Men and Spider-Man thing better, but the Fantastic Four was not too bad.
Decent. It was a decent show. Better than that Fantastic Four 80s. Like, was it the 80s that they had the Herbert robot instead of Johnny Storm? He's a member? What the hell? He's a Fantastic Four member? What's going on with that?
No, let's not talk about that one.
Eric says it's totally a Rescue Rangers ripoff. I'm glad he took us off to what I just said because nobody wants to know about that 80s Fantastic Four.
and I don't know if you've had a chance to catch up on the new Daredevil Born Again or whatever.
I have not. I've missed the last couple episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
Well, we all obviously know now that the new villain, well, not new, Muse has been introduced. So.
No, I do not know that. See, you just spoiled it, man. Come on.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, man.
God damn it, Tom. No, it's all good. I knew that.
I was canceled.
Canceled. I gotta catch up with that show. I love Daredevil, so I gotta definitely catch up.
Yeah.
With that. I've had a busy week, but we'll definitely catch up. Station.
Sheena
and Inja, they've been doing some awesome shows over there. Yeah, man. Showing some video games and stuff like that, walkthrough and stuff. It's been a lot of fun. So whenever they go live, man, check them out.
Stacey Ninja. I haven't
Every
seen
chance
Ninja,
I get, I go on there. What
I
happened?
haven't seen Ninja on Instagram for a while. I don't know if Ninja's still on there or not.
I don't know. Maybe she's on here, on there. Eric's like, no Daredevil, Herm? Are you trying to reignite this beef? No. Of course not. Of course not. But Station, Tashina, and Ninja doing a fantastic job over there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. I didn't want to talk about it, but got people. There were people who weren't able to get in my chats. They were both of them were one of them. Like they were all blocked from my channel. Um, like 50 plus people. So someone who had my range. So I gave him the range. It's wonderful. As my man 9 Panel Grid, you saw what I did there, right? You saw what I did. You saw that little piece over there. You know what I'm saying? You know, other people I trust all have ranges. You know what I'm saying?
Sleepy? No, it's kidding.
It's kidding. I think Sheena did have a range, but I didn't get to completely fix everything. But I had to erase everything. Like now on the YouTube thing, you know what I mean, in the studio, you can see who is blocked. Before, I wasn't able to see that. So I didn't know. So even my man, Brother Joe, it's been a while since I did that on this show. It's been a while since he's been on my chats because someone blocked him. I have an idea who it is, but I really don't want to get into that. I just want whoever's watching this, if you were blocked or you can't get in my chats, you probably can get in there now because I was able to erase everything and put everything back. I still got to, go around talking to people, let them know that, because there was a lot of people who used to get in the chat, say hello and stuff like that. Just say hello, even if, wherever they could watch the whole show, half the show, 10 minutes, whatever they could, they would chime in and stuff, and they weren't doing that no more. So I was like, I just thought they moved on. It happens. There's other things to do. There's channels I used to go on a lot, and I don't go on quite as much because I'm busy myself. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's kind of messed up that someone would be that angry and just start blocking people off the chat. You know what I mean? Like, abuse the power. Abuse the power. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be a little bit picky on who I give a wrench to now. But everybody who I give a wrench to, I completely trust. So, go ahead, Tom.
You gave me a wrench until you found out I stopped wearing pants during streams, and then you were like, "No, I'm taking
that's it. No more wrench for you. I'm taking you out." So I didn't want to talk about that, but I might as well do that. I'll probably talk about it again, eventually. But yeah. So welcome back to my chat. Whoever, you're all welcome. And we'll keep on keeping on. I'm just lucky that we still have Sleepy here, and the heating get blocked. You know what I mean? Because I would have been heartbroken even more. You know what I mean? She's not Brother Joe, and some of the our own members got blocked. So
in all of his naked glory. Oh no.
Eric, step 1 to get a ring, and then wear pants. All right. So I guess we are another record-breaking 20 minutes before we get to the book. So not a long intro, but it's like I always say, we don't just be here for the show. We like to hang out a little bit, talk to you guys in the chats and stuff like that. So anybody who's watching us now, or anybody who's watching us on the rewind, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ding 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 that bell for notifications for future videos, so you can watch a lot of mayhem like this. Stripping, no stripping, but and a lot of our wonderful people, including Malane, I keep saying it wrong, Malane, Megan, and Magna. I can't even say it right now. She's probably be like, oh, that's it. Boom, I'm taking you out. You know what I mean? Sheena, Ninja Pinta, or my man 9 Panel Grid, anybody up in here, Sleepy, they all got channels. Down below, I have a box with all of them in there. I do have to update it a little bit with some more people that we got. Eventually, I'm gonna do that. But check them out. Check out anybody from the PCP Army Bad Batch. We're all over the place. All have wonderful shows, and we're gonna keep on keeping on because I do have a issue to do, and my voice is starting to go a little bit. And we didn't start the issue yet. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. And there's also allergy season starting to come, so the allergies are already kicking in. You know what I mean? And we all know about that. So, what we came here to do, we're reviewing the Ultimate Spider-Man numero 7.
Number 7.
Number 7. So, of course, yep, we got the same one. So, writer, of course, the great Jonathan Hickman, who's storytelling, everything, world building. He could do all that, and he's doing a fantastic job with this series. And of course, I'm gonna say his name wrong until I get it right one day, but Marco Ticchetto. I'm gonna say it that way for now.
Did you say
so I learned how to say it.
Geppetto?
What happened?
Pinocchio, Geppetto, right?
What? Where's my nose going? You know what I mean? It's going longer? No, I'm not lying. You know what I mean?
No, I'm right.
Cutter artist Matthew Wilson, VC's Corey Pettit, and then of course yada yada yada. So I don't know who yada 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 is, but let's go. So it starts off in the laboratory, as you see here, and it's July. It starts off in the laboratory, and of course you see a male figure up there working on the Green Goblin's suit, and he's like, "It's a beautiful thing, don't you think?" And Pete's like, as you see Pete eating a sandwich, and then he's like, "Sure, I guess. Who are you again?" And then of course, Harry Osborn's like, "This is Otto Octavius." Ooh, pretty interesting name here, Otto Octavius. So I guess he looks a little younger. You know what I mean? And you know, okay. So he's like, he graduated from high school at 12, and got his master's at 16. After that, he was handpicked by my dad to be the Oscorp resident big brain. That said, Otto reminds him a lot of me if I actually had work ethic and actually had a brain. So
ouch.
Damn. And then Otto was like, "Come on, Harry, you know that's not true." Mostly. As for the suit, insults everywhere. As for the suit, this thing is so well designed, very complicated, but elegant. I do, however, think I finally got my head wrapped around it.
No.
Harry's like,
hand?
See,
well, right now it's a hand. It could be later. No.
So Harry's like, "See, what can I say? That could really pick him." And then Pete's like, "And why again do we need someone helping us?" And Harry's like, "Do you understand this stuff at all?" And he thinks, "Not a bit." And he's like, "Well, there you go." And then of course Otto's like, So here's where we're at. Your suits are both Stark Tech, but they were built usually two completely different type of engineering. Call it Stark 1.0 and Stark 2.0. And he's like, "Harry, your suit is basically a dedicated piece of very sophisticated hardware. Top of the line, flawless, constructed if pressed. I actually called it the personal war machine. And I'm War Machine. Ooh, this is a War Machine throwback, you know what I'm saying?" I mean, it's more than that, sure, but the navigation system and an onboard AI, well, I'll get to that. So he figured out the suit and all that, but there's still something hidden within the technology. He hasn't, and of course the AI. And he's like, "As a piece of tech, I can get inside. It's custom, do whatever we want, but we own it now. So at the top of the bottom, back to front. So he's saying, we own the suit. I can figure it out eventually. Um, but this suit is Pickle Tech suit of yours, Spider-Man. Well, that's the guy. That's it's beyond that highly acceptable, transformative, and well. And he's like, hey, as he takes a sample of Spider-Man's suit, and then you see the sample inside, and he's like, that's going to take a bit more time. So Spider-Man has this special suit, and uh, Spidey's like, are you sure about this, Harry? He seems, and then Harry's like, it's fine. When he gets like this, just let him cook. You know what I'm saying? And then Spidey's like, So you already see Spider-Man. We already know Peter Parker. He always like thinks ahead and stuff like that. And then Norman's like, you'll see. And of course, Otto's like, save you for later. I was doing something in his laboratory there. And he's like, anyway, where was I? So, he's like, oh yeah. So both suits run on the same network. They don't have to. They can operate indefinitely. But while they do, they subject to network commands, which is how Harry shut your suit down the first time you two met. Because remember, when they first met, Harry like kind of shut his suit down and unmasked them. And he was like, what? Peter's like, how'd you do that? You know what I'm saying? But Pete's like, well, we're definitely going to have to change that at the end. And Harry's like, well, we'll think of something. We'll figure it out. And then, of course, Otto's like, but here's the amazing thing about the suit. Up to now, they've both been running in a kind of a safe mode. They actually have an onboard AI that you can use for anything combat analyst, life support, any kind of high function problem solving. Really? He's like, we just need to turn them on and give them a profile to map to. And Peter's like, a profile? He's like, yes. Think of it as a personality, but it's more than that. Really more like a base level consciousness. Kind of like Jarvis. With Iron Man and all that. In the movie, you saw Spider-Man suit had the female character in it. I keep forgetting her name in the suit, but it's kind of what it is. And it's like I prepared several archetypes to choose from: Napoleon, Lincoln, Caesar, Gandhi. I even made one of me. Should you so be inclined? Like, okay, so they're gonna what a narcissistic dude. Anyway, so he's like, so what did it be? And Pete's like, well, I like to talk to myself. And I was like, not sure that offers the most bang for your buck, but your suit is more than capable of copying the brain patterns of its host. What about you, Harry? You always struck me as a Caesar type. And then Harry's like, so if you have enough data, you can construct a profile and from historic or personal records. And he's like, yeah, there's extended enough, and if we have access to them. And he's like, and Harry's like, I don't think that'll be a problem. And he's like, then sure, it should work. Who you had in mind? And Harry's like, my dad. Dun, dun. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like
that.
You look like Harry's not all there, and like his dad's always. He messed up his brain because.
Could do more harm. But nope. Not gonna say anymore.
Don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. No spoilers. You already spoiled the news for me, so let's go. So meanwhile, the paper. So the paper building for John, JJ, and Uncle Ben. As you see, the ladies, Gwen and MJ, looking at a building, and she's like, "This is the building." Gwen says. MJ's like, "Yeah, don't freak out. It's good. It's got bones." And Gwen's like, there's a thing that thing do where after a while that left are just the bones, right? And MJ's like, most people know better than to judge a book by its cover. I think you'd be surprised with what we've done.
Uh-oh.
And then, of course, they're in front of the building.
Uh-oh.
And then Gwen's like, all right, after you. Let's see what my money bought me. And then they go in close to the office. They try to open the door, but I'm just like, And Gwen's like, what? They're not here. Door's locked, and they left a note. And she's like, what did it say? She's like, sorry, had to run. So the reporters are off to a case. As you see in the next page, they're in a weird garage down in a basement somewhere. It says B1. That's why I knew it was a basement. Something came up, as the note says. So as you see both walking, JJ and Uncle Ben, and Uncle Ben's like, anyone here? Hello? And some mystery figure goes, I'm over here.
Mm.
I don't know why I had to sound like Tombstone. It's not Tombstone. So, and Jonah's like, nice embryons, very cloak and dagger. So what exactly are we meeting down here? And he's like, well, Jonah, I wanted somewhere private, and this is private. And Jonah's like, it is, but it's also pretty dark. The elevator doesn't work. And so we had to take the stairs. And I have knee problems. And Ben's like, I thought you had hip problems. And he's like, it's both. So better it's good. And he's like, what you got for us?
Oh, man.
As you see had a little letter right there.
Cracks me up. Jonah always has to have something to complain about.
always. He's never, always. Doesn't matter what version of Jonah it is or what year it is, it's always Jonah. Jonah being Jonah. As we talk about Jonah, he's like, well, I'll say this. As he looks at the envelope and the proof, as I take a quick sip. Every time I do a Jonah voice.
All right. Hey, speaking of that, I'm gonna go grab some more coffee. I'll be right back.
All right. All right. Robbie Robinson. It's a man who came through in a pinch. He's like, I do have my moments. So it's Robbie Robinson up in there. And Jonah's like, Ben, this is, and Ben's like, yes, it is. And Ben's like, you can't just give this to us. Robbie, you should have it. You deserve the credit. And he's like, sure, but both of you know this isn't getting published at the Bugle. It'll never. It never happened, and it'll never happen at the Bugle, and it needs to happen. And Jonah's like, we had just stole some money from a rich lady. You want to join a losing cause? And Robbie's like, actually, I've been thinking about that, and eventually, yeah, I want in. But for now, it might serve us best. It might serve us everyone best if I stayed in the belly of the beast. Your man inside. And Ben's like, well, Mr. Robinson, I gotta say, I'm a little shocked at what a scoundrel you become. And Jonah's like, what, Ben? What Ben means is he's never been more proud. And I have to say, I agree. I didn't get to go Parker, you know what I mean? Because he didn't really yell it. So, but I just wanted to do it. So, at a black hole in Manhattan, a building that doesn't exist. So I guess, secret building.
It looks like the Shield.
Yeah, Shield aircraft or something like that, right?
Yeah.
As you see it coming through, and someone says the building's locked down and the surrounding area is secure. You got 20 minutes. You got a 20-minute window, sir. And he's like, has our guest arrived? And he's like, yes, we have him in the Argamonium room, whatever. he's like, "Si, and compre, si grande por run, homos petit." I'm like, "What? What?" He said. That's what it says here. He said, "Well, let's not keep him waiting then, huh?" As he's like, "Monsieur Fisk," and Fisk goes, "I've never met him." And you see a picture of the maker on the wall up there, because he's the master of all this right here. And the mysterious figure dude, I don't even know. Do you know the guy's name? I don't even remember. I felt like maybe we knew, but I don't even know who that is. But anyway, he has like a scar in his face. What happened?
Pepe Le Pew, maybe?
Pepe Le Pew? Eric, if you're watching, I don't remember who this guy is.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's probably not.
No. Screw that guy. You almost made me curse. Keep on keeping on. We gotta keep going. It's not surprising. I always got the sense that he didn't care of people meeting them or otherwise still. He's like, "All hail to the great maker. He who remade this world. A towering man of vision. And now what remains are we, the protectors of his dream." As you see, Kingpin's like looking like, it's like, "No small burden, is it, Monsieur Britain?" He's like, "No, not at all. I understand that you lost one of my agents." It's like, "I didn't lose him. He's just decided." Oh, Kingpin. "I didn't lose him. He just decided up and disappear. Or disappear. I've seen nobody."
Do you think
And the other guy
means Britain, Captain Britain? Maybe?
I guess, but I thought he was a hero, so maybe he's a villain. I don't know. So, wow. Anyway, keep on keeping on. He's like, "You don't know?" He's like, "I can't confirm anything." But and then the guy's like, "It happens at one of your properties. I'm surprised there's no footage of the encounter." He's like, "The assaultant used some kind of a close proximity EMP. I've taken precautions against that happening again, but as for this, we have nothing." He's like, "A pity, so?" But then he's like, "It seems you were right and I was wrong. This has grown into a much larger problem than I first believed. A lesson I have learned myself recently. But do not worry, I have a solution." And he's like, and of course it's a See Ultimates 1, so I gotta reread that. So Fix is like, "Is that so?" He's like, "Yes, it's been come bearing gifts. I come bearing gifts. He's like, an entire team of agents." He's like, "It embarrasses me that I've lack of more subtle out, but I suppose there are worse ideas than throwing numbers at the problem. What do you say, Monsieur Frisk?" And he's like, "I say no thank you." He's like, "What?" And he's like, "I do not need them. I know my adversaries can be beaten. I know how to do it, and will do it on my terms." And the guy's like, "Well, look at you."
Did you see the army? The army looks like a bunch of bullseye bots.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Weird.
We've seen Spider-Man and the Green Goblin fight them already. So one of them, man. That's the one they're talking about. Interesting. And then he's like, "Well, look at you behaving like kind of his own kingdom. And will you offer me some small hints of your plan?" He's like, "Just know this. I do not have a plan. I have 6 of them." Ooh. 6 of them, huh?
Kind of a little sinister.
A little sinister of him, huh? And then, of course, it goes later on. You see Spider-Man punching the Green Goblin. So you're like, "What's going on over here?" And he's like, the Green Goblin's like, "Not going to lie. I felt that one." And Spidey's like, "Sorry, need a hand up?" As he helps pick him up. Try to help pick him up. And he does, "Thanks." So Goblin says, "You get what you need?" And Octavius is like, I think so, but now we have a baseline for suit performance in a technical scenario. The next step is activating the suit AI and recording any chances in functionality. But just to be clear, once they're on, they're on. I'm pretty sure we'll have to completely reboot the suit to turn them off for good. Understand? Spider's like, sure. Green Goblin's like, ready when you are. He's like, here we go. And he starts, boom. It's like they get electrocuted with stuff. That's not fun. And Otto's like, anything? And Green Goblin's like, I'm not. Oh. And then out of nowhere, he has his conscience come out of nowhere. He goes, all right, son, show me what you made of. And he starts like, and Green Goblin's like, all right. He's like, hey, Pete, sorry about this, but my father says I have to kick your ass now. and Spidey's like, what? Again? Easy. On the identity. Huh? But good luck with all your daddy issues. As you see, his AI, himself is talking to himself, He's like, speaking of dad, you know who's a good one? You are. Just the best. Oh, Lord. Love the kids, and both their birthdays are coming up. We should get them something good. Really good. I bet Harry's dad gives the worst presents. You can tell. And we should take it easy on him. So he's kind of insulting. So this is the thing. Hickman does know Peter Parker because he does talk like that in the past. You know what I'm saying? He's just, it's so cool. So cool. He's like, yeah, you know what, Harry? Maybe this isn't the best idea. So he's already like, oh, great. I'm talking about myself, narcissistically. You know what I mean?
This could go south big time. I mean, if Harry gets enough of Norman's influence, he could go total full tilt evil Green Goblin.
And then, of course, you see they're ready to fight, and a nice art right there, Marco. You know what I mean? You see Spider-Man in the helmet. He's like, no, we're doing this. Hit me. And then Spidey goes after him. Okay, but remember that you asked for it, as you see them combatants ready to fight. And then Spidey's like, wow, you couldn't do that before? As he grabs him through the hand. And then he punches Spidey, and he punches him again. And you hear in the background Norman go, good. As he punches him really hard. As Spider-Man goes flying, and he twips his way out of the situation he's in for a minute. And he's like, and then Norman's like, a fight isn't won after one good punch. And then Harry's like, I know that. And then, oof, as Spidey web slinging closer to him as he does the web slinging to ready to punch. And then, of course, Norman's like, and never let your guard down. There's always someone out there trying to beat you, hurt you, take everything from you. They kill me. What do you think they'll do to you? As you see Spider-Man, wham, laying him off. He's like, oh. And it's like soft. So Norman is like talking crap to Harry, pissing him off. No, and he keeps calling him soft. And then Spidey's like, close but no bananas. And then Norman's again. He's like, I always wondered just how weak you are, Harry. As they keep fighting, oh, Spider-Man hits him in the ribs, and he's like, oh, Harry, and then Norman's like, I'm beginning to think I know. You're not avenging me, son. You're embarrassing me. Ooh. And then boom, a blast from his chest. One of those big chest blasts, and Spidey goes flying. Oof. And he's like, okay, that one hurt, okay? And then his Pete's self-conscience says, yeah, our AI, our diagnoses are within acceptable levels, but we'll be fine. But he needs therapy. And Pete's like, you think? and then Harry's like, well, Dad, how was that? And then you see acceptable. So he's never gonna get a good. Oh, that was great, Harry. You know what I mean? That's not gonna happen. So it's really, really accurate, these AIs. And then Otto's like, oh, that's odd. A third carrier signal? Something. He's like, you okay? You need a hand?
What?
Harry says to Pete, and Pete's like, oh, now you go easy on me. And Harry's like, hey, don't act like you didn't get a couple of good ones. But sorry if I went a little. And then you hear, hey, little problem here from Otto. And Harry's like, what's wrong, Otto? And Otto's like, third carrier wave, another signal on the Stark network. I tried to lock it out, but there's a back door and it's here. And then out of nowhere, a voice goes, I told you I'll be back in 6 months. So you see them having a problem, and lo and behold, here I am. I just have one question for you. Are you a hero yet? And you hear Iron Man. The Iron Man has returned. And bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I had to do the Marvel thing. I had to. And it says to be continued in the next issue. So that one was a little bit of a longer review for me. I mean, read along for me. But yeah, man, we talked already while we were doing the issue. But what you think of this issue?
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, show's over. I liked it. Let's go. Next book. Yeah, what you like about it?
Well, I loved well, I don't like where it's going with the AI thing. Because like I said, if Harry ends up, if the AI dad has enough influence, he'll become the Green Goblin that we all love and hate.
Yeah, kind of like in the movie when him himself try to drive himself crazy, and his subconscious, and the Green Goblin, hey, they're trying to, eventually he's like, he's gonna go against Peter because he's gonna be like, Peter's trying to be better than you. You know what I'm saying? So, and we're gonna get more of that in the issue you're in. That's why I'm trying not to until you talk about it. But
I love.
Yeah, like.
I like the way that Hickman molds the characters. He knows the history of them. He knows what drives them, and he brings it out in amazing ways. Like Harry having the issues with the dad, and then dealing with the AI with that, and then Peter.
So his reactions and stuff, the way he voices it, yeah.
And then him giving his little, quips, his little sarcasm, pat himself on the back, and and then and then you got Otto, kind of wondering, okay, he's doing his little nerd thing, and it kind of leaves a question mark there, like, okay, what's gonna happen with him, and then you got, Iron Man coming out, finally coming back out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, this story's moving forward, and I'm excited to see where this is going. And so, yeah.
Oh yeah. I also like there's little moments like when Pete's like, "You sure we could trust Otto?" You know what I mean? And Harry's like, "He got this." You know what I'm saying? Let him do his thing. You already know Pete's not trusting this Otto guy. Like something in him, he always had that intuition in him. You know what I mean about people, and he tries to block it, but he knows because Otto is probably up to his own no good. You know what I mean? This might be another generation Otto, or probably the same Otto, but everything that happened before didn't happen. You know what I mean? So which is kind of questionable a little bit because even though you take the heroes out, Otto became Otto before. It had nothing to do with Spider-Man. It's just Spider-Man got in his way. But in this world, he's still just a scientist and stuff like that, and it's gonna be pretty interesting when this story finally gets to the Otto part. You know what I mean? Otto Octavius. So That's pretty interesting. And then of course, I like the Gwen MJ together and all that when they're trying to like plan stuff and all that. She's trying to see the new office and stuff. Um, but the confrontation between JJ, um, and Ben and Robbie Robinson, which is pretty cool. You already know JJ and Robinson were always joined to the hip with everything. They were great friends, and you can see here that even though he's in charge of the Bugle, Robbie is. He kind of wants out because Kingpin and all that owns it now, so he wants no part of that. So that whole confrontation was pretty cool. So I like seeing that thing. I love all of it. I love all the characters. He's building all these characters, little by little and stuff like that. Not rushing in and stuff. It's almost like a slow burn, but not really because you're still getting some action. You're still getting, but I love it. And of course, the Kingpin of crime, as this ponytail guy, which I feel like I should know his name. It's not getting in my head. But eventually I remember, or I'll read the other books. But I freaking loved it. So if you're gonna give this a grade, what grade would you give it?
Oh man, 4.95.
4.95. Ooh, almost a 5 for you. Almost a 5. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I'll give it, since we're doing the point stuff, but I'll give it a 4.5. You know what I'm saying? It was excellent. 4.5 is still excellent grade. So it was an excellent book. It's explaining a lot, and you see the world building in this. You see that I just love it, and yeah, man, and keep on keeping on. We got this one, and now,
Yeah.
since we graded that one, we're off to do the next issue, and that's gonna be my man right here.
Let's see. What cover do you have there? I think that's the same
I
one
just have the regular, yeah, the regular A cover.
because I have this one. Hold on a minute.
Hold on.
So I've got this cover, and then I've got one with Kingpin looming in the background.
Oh, that one's pretty cool. That's a good cover. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So we're moving onward to issue 8.
issue 8.
Issue 8. Wow. So on this
Wow.
one, yeah, we got our boys. We got Johnny Boy Hickman. We got Marco Geppetto. Yeah. What? I can control boy. What? I want to be a real boy. Never mind. Anyway. And we got Matthew Wilson, the color artist, letterer. VC's Corey Pettit. Cover artists. We got Mr. Wilson and Mr. Geppetto on the covers.
What's up, Pinocchio?
And then as it opens, you kind of get this cool little character breakdown. So you got, May Parker, you've got Richard, you've got JJ, Ben, Otto Octavius, of course, MJ, Gwen. So, the whole lineup there, which is really cool. Especially
for the mystery guy.
Yeah.
That we don't know his name.
Especially for new readers who are just getting a taste of the Spider-Man world, kind of helps them get used to who's who and all that. But anyway, so it opens with at the Parker home, Peter standing there, and then him and MJ are having a conversation. And she's like, "Come on, Peter, we gotta hurry. We're gonna be late," because they're trying to do the double birthday party for May and Richard. And she's like, "Come on, Peter. I said we're gonna be late." So he's kind of like in his zone, thinking about stuff. And she's like, "Hello, Earth to Spider-Man." She's like, "Sorry, what were you saying?" She's like, "Peter, we're gonna be late." She's like, I was thinking, you and Ben could go, grab the cake, grab some candles." He was like, "Yeah, no problem." She's like, "Are you okay? Is something wrong with you? What's going on?" And then he's like, man, can you believe our kids are going to be a year older? And she's like, oh, God, Tiger. Well, she didn't say Tiger, but She's like, you keep saying they're going to be a year older. That makes me think we're going to be a year older, too. She's like, time flies. I don't even want to think about it. And then she's like, let's go. Come on, let's go. We got to get going. And then he's like, we got a very strict policy. I'm not going to entertain in my costume. Then my secret would be out. And then as he's leaving, his little Pico suit thing, whatever you want to call that, his AI starts talking to him. And then the suit's saying, well, even though you can't bring me, tell Richard and May happy birthday for me. And Peter's all like, what the heck? He's like, where's that coming from? Why are you talking to me? I don't even have the suit on. What's going on here? He's like, am I going crazy? And then the little suit ball's like, no, Peter, I talk all the time. It's not just in your imagination. This is real. He's like, what? And then the ball's like, no, well, actually, it's just a figment of your imagination. He's like, oh, thank God. And then it's like, oh, just kidding. He's like, what the hell? He's like, haha, very funny. And people think I'm not funny. And then the ball's like reassuring him, like, no, well, they would be very wrong then if they don't think you're funny. He's like, that's true, but how in the effing world are you talking to me? So he's looking at it like, sees reflection in there. And the ball's basically saying, yeah, I'm a perfect replica of your psyche, housed in this little Pico ball. Pico. No. He's like, okay, and what else don't I know about you? And the ball's like, well, I can do all kinds of things, Peter. He's like, oh, crap. This is spooky. He's like, I gotta go. I'm gonna be late to my kid's birthday party. He's like, we'll talk about this later. And the ball's like, well, okay, but don't tell them happy birthday for me. So he's all like, weird. And then we cut back to the lab 3 weeks ago. And I cut back to the conversation where Iron Man's like, so are you a hero? He's like, that's the first thing I wanted to ask you. And Pete's like, well, I have some more questions. And Harry's like, well, yeah, so do I. And then Pete's like, well, why is my suit different? Why am I more special than Harry's? And then Iron Man's like, well, it was the Pico tech was the last thing that my father was working on before he disappeared. And he's like, and as I was sending out the different suits to the heroes, that basically trying to get their stories moving again so we could take on the maker. It's like, I was just sending special packages to special people. And Spidey's like, oh, really? Okay, I'm special. Really, I'm special. And he's like, well, and then Harry's like, well, what about me? Why is my suit not special? It's like, why didn't I make the list?
Uh-oh. Someone's jealous.
And then Harry's all like, we did learn about the maker, and of his plans to take over, and then Iron Man's like, well, there's a database that exists. He's like, the guy who built this great society, he's trying to eliminate all the heroes. That's why I sent this, spider to Peter, and so on and so forth. And then Tony's like pushing buttons on Harry's suit, and they're all like, what the hell? How'd you know that would do that? And then Tony sees that it's Harry behind the mask, and they get kind of into this little pretty boy argument. Like, oh, you're privileged. You took my father's company and drove it into the ground. And then Tony's like, this was just all given to me. He's like, I went to bed one day, loving the world and seeing it as a child does. And then I woke up into a world of, monsters and men. never again being able to sleep so soundly. He's like, we're not that different, Harry. Both of our fathers had their problems. Rich men, whatever comes with it. He was like, and especially my dad had tons of problems. And so Spidey's like trying to, make everything a little more calm. He's like, well, okay, you guys stop fighting. So what do we do now? And then Tony's like, the Maker returns in a little over a year. Best get ready for him. And Harry's like, well, what about me? Where do I come into this? He's like still, complaining about the list. Why am I not? And then Tony's all like, well, if you're hanging around Peter, then, you must have some purpose. He's like, you can learn to fit into that suit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and Peter's all like, he seems okay. What do you think? And then Otto was like, Harry's like, Otto? And I was like, yes. And Harry's all, obviously still jealous. He's like, we got to find a way to get better security in that suit. And then, it cuts to them to the big shop. You've got Ben and Jonah, Peter there, and then Jonah's all arguing with the bakery guy. He's like, okay, he's like, I'll have a deli sandwich, and we're in a hurry, son. And the guy's like, sir, this is a bakery. And Peter's like, hey, Ben. It's like, who invited Jonah? He's like, I didn't invite Jonah. He's gonna try to be pretty insane. He's like, what's going on with this? And Ben's like, oh, well, Peter, he gets kind of lonely. He needs to be around people. Peter's like, really? And then you hear Jonah in the background. He's like, so, yeah, so you're a baker. You have bread, right? You take 2 pieces of bread, you put something in between it. You got a sandwich. Then you're golden. You got a problem with that, kid? And then Ben's like, yeah, and by the way, Jonah also brought a gift for your son. Peter's like, really? That was really sweet. And Ben's like, yeah, he does have his moments. And then the bakery guy's like, good, gotta pick up for Parker. And Peter's like, yeah, that's me. The guy's like, you got the candles too? He's like, yep. And then Peter's asking Ben, oh yeah, did Jonah get something for May also? And then Ben's like, I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Just the fact that he came that should be enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jonah's all like, cream cheese, on a croissant? That's interesting. Who came up with that idea? The whole thing just cracks me up. Jonah complaining about sandwiches and then cream cheese on a bagel. And Ben's all like, okay. He's like, and then Jonah's like, yo, did you tell him about the thing? And Ben's like, no, I haven't told him about the paper yet, but we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still trying to recruit. And then that goes into the thing. And
Peter.
Like,
yeah.
Thing. And then Ben's like, well, Peter, the paper officially launches next month. And when it does, we want you on board. And Jonah's like, yeah, see? Look at that fire in his eyes, Ben. He's going to try to negotiate with us, isn't he? Better let me handle this. And then Ben's all like, I don't know about that. Maybe that's not a good idea. And Peter's like, guys, I gotta chat. I gotta talk about this with the wife. I can't just go, jumping in blind faith here. He's like, but besides, I have, 401k with the Bugle, and I've already established myself there. She's like, there's a lot of crap going on in my life right now. And then Ben's all like, are you really gonna say no to me? And Peter's like, you guys are not making this easy. And then Jonah's like, so that doesn't mean a no then, right? Peter's like, God. He's like, and I got the two of you haggling me to deal with. And then Ben's like, well, you can tell MJ, you're going to get a raise overtime. And then Jonah's like, yeah, and some weekends too. He's like, I'm going to have to talk to MJ. And then at the birthday party. And I noticed some really cool Easter eggs in this. If you notice the villain Arcade, it's called Arcades, and it's got his picture.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
I was just gonna say that.
It's got May taunting her dad, saying, Peter's like, you're not gonna beat me. She's like, yeah, I am, Dad. And she's like, you're just an old fogey. You're getting old and gray, and your bones are creaking. And then Peter's like, well, I'm in my prime. Give me a break. He's like, even in my prime, I'd still beat you. And she's like, are you really gonna try and beat me on my birthday? And MJ's like, May, don't sweat it.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad can't really dance anyway, so just humor him. He's like, when he makes up in poor coordination for, he makes up in talent. And then you got Richard talking to
Jonah.
Talking to Jonah, yeah. And Jonah's like, hey kid. He's like, I'm not much of a party person, but your uncle wanted to get me, tag along. And Richard's like, yeah. He's like, don't tell anybody, but I came because, Ben gets lonely. He needs to be around people. And Richard's like, oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, my Uncle Ben, yeah, he can just get lonely. And then he's like, he turns things around, turns the tables. Richard's like, do you ever get lonely, Jonah? Jonah's like, me? No, I'm a man of the people. People love me. I'm J. Jonah Jameson. I got it going on.
So full of himself.
And when I was your age, I used to be lonely all the time. I didn't really have many friends at school. I was one of those, nerds in the back reading in the library all alone. You know anybody like that? And Richard's like, yeah, maybe. He's like, but what about when you were older, like after school? And Jonah's like, well, it's different. I got a job. You learn your purpose in life. You learn about responsibility. Gives you a world view. He's like, then it's no longer enough to be interesting or charming or even popular. It's more complicated than that. So most people, they come and go. He's like, but if you're lucky, you meet somebody who cares about you. Cares about the same things like I do, like your Uncle Ben. He's like, here, I got something for you. And he opens it up. It's like an autobiography. Boy. Like, a couple of years ago, I wrote that book in between breaks when I was at the Bugle. So I published it myself because publishers thought it was a bunch of hoo-ha. He's like, so I'm passing on my wisdom to you. And Richard's all like, that's really cool, Mr. Jameson. Oh, man. And Jonah's all like, full of himself. He's like, you're welcome, kid. And then it cuts to MJ's all like, who wants cake? Everybody's like, yeah, I do. And then it shows the happy family at the birthday table surrounded by the cake.
Oh.
And then at Fisk Tower. And then Fisk is like, are they all here? And then his assistant's like, well, the last one is arriving, sir. And he's like, I hope the task didn't prove to be too difficult. And the assistant's like, well, considering that I didn't even know anything about any of these people, that they even existed before this week, he's like gathering the heads of the other 5 boroughs for this meeting. It was a difficult job, sir. He's like, but it was a job well done. And Fisk is like, that's only a thing that I can be the judge of, Mr. Wesley. He's like, yes, but first, this is your first step into the real world, James. Are you sure you're ready for it? And the assistant's like, I've been waiting for this my whole life, sir. He's like, then tell me what you've learned so far. And the assistant was like, well, I've learned that while you rule Manhattan with an iron fist, the heads of the other 5 territories tend to be, well, less direct in exercising their power. He's like, well, take this man, for instance. Martin Yu, otherwise known as Mr. Negative, who runs feasts. During the day, he gives food to homeless people, but at night, with his terrorist gang of dragons, the gang known as the Demons, who they hold queens in their grasp. He's like, I know this because Mr. Negative possesses psychological superhuman abilities, namely that of mind control. He's like, that is a secret closely held and easily maintained, after all. No reputable news organization would publish these rumors, and the Daily Bugle takes great pride in denying them. He's like, Mr. Lee is reserved, predictable, and your most dependable lieutenant. And then he's like, on the other hand, there's Walter Hardy. So just kind of giving a background. Mr. Negative. And then it jumps to Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat's father. Huh. So he's kind of giving the background on him. He's like, once considered the greatest top floor thief in the world, notorious Black Cat, seemingly retired after never being caught. So he went and started a family, and then tragically, his wife passed away several years later, leaving only him and a daughter. He's like, outwardly, he appears to be the picture of a good soldier, but privately, he goes out on the prowl every night. He doesn't do it for money. He does it for the thrill. He's in it for the entertainment. As such, his motivations are often unaligned with yours, Mr. Fisk. He's like, and I think that makes him dangerous.
Dangerous. I like Darkwing Duck, though.
Yeah. So he's sitting there. He's talking to Mr. Negative. He's like, cheers to your health. And Mr. Negative's like, well, thank you. I don't see anybody else. Are we early? And then you hear this voice. No, you are much too late. And then you hear more dangerous and more directed is Sergei Karaxanov. Craven, yeah. Or Cravenov. If you want to catch someone like me, and then it's like, he's a billionaire oligarch excommunicated from Russia during the Rasputin purge. The mutants were very clear he's no longer welcome in the motherland. So yeah, he's your standard Craven, hunting down mutants, getting a bounty. He's a hunter born of a long line of hunters. He's hunted, killed anything that you can think of. Anything that stands in his way, he hunts in pairs. When he kills, when he keeps for a trophy. Both trophies he preserves. The former is displayed in his lair, and then the latter he puts on show for a zoo. Nonetheless, he will not be satisfied until he's killed one of everything. Ooh. Until that day, the hunter of Staten Island prowls. And then Mr. Negative is like, am I trying to catch you? No. But if I were, I have eyes and ears all around New York. I hear everything I need to hear. Craven's all like, oh, really? So long as your men are reliable, and others are never as reliable as oneself. They're saying, I don't need an army. I'm one man. I'll hunt you down myself. He's like, but I do love mind control. And Mr. Negative's like, my men are always reliable. And then you hear this voice. It's not the same thing as loyalty, is it? And Mr. Negative's like, must you do this every time? And then Mysterio. Sure as I know. No, but I do. Brooklyn is Mysterio's. Beyond that of him, Mysterio. And Mysterio's like, yes, because Black Cat's dad is like talking to him. He's like, have you gotten shorter since our last meeting? And he's like, of course not. And they're all sitting there, trying to size up each other. And Fisk is like, oh god, okay, let's just put this all aside. He's like, everyone hungry? Ready to wet your beaks? And then the assistant's like, well, where's the last guy? There's supposed to be 6. And then Black Cat's dad is like, but we're 1 short. And then Fisk is like, well, the last guy, he doesn't always enter through the door. He's like, they think they can slip through the cracks, disappear. So underground, well, that's his domain. And then you've got Mole Man. I'm like, what the heck, Mole Man? What? Mole Man's like, hello, Wilson. Must be something important to bring us all together. He's like, indeed. He's like, this city is mine. And what is mine, I have divided over the years and given a portion to each of you. But now it seems our city has an infestation problem. Some rats have forgotten their place. And Craven's like, and do you prefer that the 6 of us should catch them, or should we kill them? And Kingpin's like, actually, I think we could make more of a game of it. To be continued.
Be continued.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, the plot thickens, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so he's basically formed his own little Sinister Six with two people. Obviously, are from Spider-Man lore history. That were actually in the Sinister Six. Craven, but then the other,
technically, yeah.
Interesting.
Mole Man's more Fantastic Four, but they needed to add him.
Yeah.
They needed a 6.
Yeah, when I saw Mr. Mole, when I turned the page and saw Mr. Mole, and I was like, what
the? What's funny about this, when they were explaining this, if you're from New York City, you know about the 5 boroughs, but not everyone knows about it throughout the states. Everybody knows, like people who do know, the 5 boroughs are 5 pieces of islands, lands that all make up New York City. It's not just the city of the island of Manhattan that holds New York City.
Mm-hmm.
The city is actually considered 5 boroughs, which right now I'm in one of them. I'm in Brooklyn. So you got Manhattan, Brooklyn. And then you got Staten Island, as they explain here. You got the Bronx, where Fable's from. You got Queens, where I live. And there's only 5. So when he mentioned 6, I'm like, 6? They're like, there really is 6. There actually is 6 boroughs. I'm like,
oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Okay. But it kind of, so it was weird. But he mentioned the underground. And literally is an underground because it's the Mole Man, So, because you think underground, like rap, there's underground rap, there's underground music, underground movies, whatever. A lot of things underground.
Mm-hmm.
Illegal things happen underground, you know what I'm saying? So, but I thought it was very, very cool, very, very well done by Hickman here and Marco and stuff like that. So, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm glad you clarified that. I knew about the boroughs and everything. I didn't even think about that till you put it explained it more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So anybody from New York or used to be from New York or visit New York and learned that, they would know what that is. A lot of readers, it probably went this way. Okay, whatever. But it was really cool that you had Kingpin. Obviously, it's gonna be the main part, Manhattan. That they made like different leaders for every every borough. So it's pretty cool. You kind of had that with the gang war with the all that, but they actually split. Actually, Manhattan was split a little bit, so they split the boroughs a little more. But this one, like, they own the whole borough. So, and of course, Kingpin's like, this is all mine. You know what I mean? But New York City is so big that he needs other, bosses to help him keep it together or something like that, you know.
Mhm.
And this doesn't even explain Long Island, which is attached to Brooklyn and Queens, because Long Island is a whole island, and so Brooklyn and Queens it's actually that whole island. You know what I mean? But Brooklyn and Queens was separated and all that. It's a whole geography thing, but island became that would have been the sixth borough. So I'm thinking Long Island was
Oh,
ended up being the underground. So
huh.
Long Island's where I work. So all the different things that you see there. So this is like anybody even closer to it would probably be even more interested. But it was so cool how they got all the villains in there, like classic villains and more modern villains like Martin Lee and stuff, like the Feast, you know, founder of the Feast and all that. You got him. We know him. Dan Slot Run or the video game, most people know him from the video game. You know what I mean? Of course,
Mhm.
Felicia's dad was proof, was actually like they changed it up a little bit, as you see. Felicia's mom is a black lady, so Felicia is uh biracial, so it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I mean, which I was fine with that, and of course you had Craven the Hunter, so he becomes a big part of um this show. But I'm from Brooklyn, so of course freaking Mysterio is gonna end up being in charge of Brooklyn. Mysterio. Which is pretty cool. Like I thought it was cool. It made me chuckle.
One of my
One of your
probably one
favorites. There you go.
of my favorite villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like the whole introduction to Sinister Six out here. So it is so cool. And of course, you know, the whole learning of the suit and all that with the AI now, which is kind of like, so the only thing I get, like, so if he leaves it in the room and he needs the suit to be Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that confuses me on the suit. Does he
Mhm.
have like a spare suit or something like that? So how become? So he has to run home and become Spider-Man. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing like confuses me a little bit about this.
Oh.
Um, Nothing big, nothing, you know,
Huh.
nothing that bothers me too much. But yeah, that's the part that I thought the suit was in him, like, and it comes out. You know what I mean? Maybe part of his clothes or something like that. But you saw that big ball. Is that the whole suit? Or it's just the AI? You know what I mean?
Oh.
So let me get through.
Maybe it has like a tracking device or something that keeps track of him, and then it just floats and follows him and shrinks or something. Maybe I don't know. That's a good
But
question.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. And of course, the confrontation between Iron Man and you know, it being his son and stuff like that. And I love how like um Harry's like being protected and stuff like that. He just takes and he wants to see who's behind the mask, and he takes his mask off. And Peter's like, "See, you don't like it when they do it to you," kind of thing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? That's so Peter when he says that stuff like that. So I thought it's funny because Peter's skeptical of Otto, and in this issue, Harry's skeptical of you know Stark. So
Hmm?
and you already know uh I keep forgetting Tony Stark's son's name. I guess Tony Stark Jr. Um he thinks highly of Peter Parker. So you already see that. So sees him as special, and then Harry's like, "I'm not special. I wasn't in the list." So you already see the little jealousy. You know, jealousy is what really you know got Harry to really like go against him in the original 616. So you know, a lot of that you see in here, which is so cool. So you already know there's build up to that, and then of course the party and all that, and Peter's like, "Yo," he remembered my son's a present with the Jonah, who he didn't even want. Well, why did you invite him? But you didn't get one for me,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see why. He likes the son because the son likes to read. He ends up giving him his own biography book as a present. Like that, gee, thanks. You know what I mean?
Another
So
thing, another thing I loved about Hickman, or maybe Chichetto decided to do this because you had that Easter egg of Arcade, And then I was looking at the arcade names of the arcade games, and I noticed one of them actually said, if you could make it out, it says Secret War. I was like, yeah, okay. Secret Wars, yeah.
He has had a Secret Wars type event, so we might get one. Like there is going to be an event here on the Ultimate. So a lot of people are like, no, don't ruin it with the events. The events is going to happen. Well, I like it. Like when they show the arcade sign, you see stands right next to it.
Oh yeah.
Think of Stan Lee. You know what I mean? So I love it. I love Marco right here, giving you all that part of arts and stuff like that. And you always wonder, are we ever going to go back to that arcade? Is arcade here? He can't be all changed. He probably is still a villain. So maybe more of that. Little hints that they give you. And I love it. Little Easter eggs, as they call them. As you see in movies, now you see them and you see them in comic books. So we all love Easter eggs. So if I'm gonna give this the greatest, it's hard for me to give a grade. I'm trying not to give the fives too much. You know what I mean? But this was the closest to a 5, so I'll give it a 5.75 because you get a lot more build up.
Woo.
What happened?
5.75.
Oh. 5.75, really high grade. I thought it was excellent. I thought the build up is starting excellent. We see the build up of the Sinister Six, the whole Boros thing. You know what I mean? It literally pretty much should have been a 5 for me. So but I'll leave it at 4.75 for now. You know what I mean? But almost a perfect book for me. So that's what I'll give it. What grade you give it?
I think I'm gonna. Well, I think I might go with what I gave the last one, another 4.95.
All right. Station to that. So again, Ultimate Series we're loving. We're taking a break of the Ultimate Series. We probably won't see it into another 3 weeks. Probably, I gave you the schedule, but I have it written somewhere. But it probably in 3 weeks we probably end up reviewing Ultimate Spider-Man 9 and 10 as we continue on to try to catch up to Ultimate Spider-Man. It leaves me a little sad because we're enjoying it so much, but it's okay. We take a little break from it and get back to the 8th Death of Spider-Man. Next week we're gonna do the 8th Death. We're gonna finish it up. The 12, like I call it, the 12-issue maxi series, and finally finish off that 8th Death stuff that we haven't been loving too much, but we still try to read it. We still like some of it. You know what I mean? So and then of course the week after we're doing the big reboot of The Amazing Spider-Man #1. Woo-hoo! Which is an awesome art piece right there. You know what I mean? So that's Pepe or ass. So that ass. So I'm pretty excited. I love Pepe. So like we're lucky, man. We get Marco Tichetto here. We get Ed McGuinness, but I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's gonna do some stuff. Even J.R. Jar, I think is gonna do some stuff. So I'm optimistic about the Joe Kelly run. There's some things in them I'm already seeing them. Some things that I hope he just moves on from some of the stuff from the Zeb Wells run, but I don't think he's gonna, because like I said, that's more editorial. But I'm optimistic as yourself. We're both optimistic. Hopefully Joe Kelly runs a little smoothly. We'll see. But you guys know it's already that time. Oh, before I say something, I couldn't say anything earlier because I didn't want to interrupt you too much. But my man Tugan Pedro, pew pew, in the house. I put him up while you were reading, but I didn't want to interrupt you while you were going. You're on fire over there. So he says, "Can you see me? We can see you. Thank you for popping up, man. Because like I said earlier, the problem with that one person with the rings, he like pretty much blocks so many people. I'm hoping to see Brother Joe on here eventually, but he's always busy on Sundays. So, I gotta call him out next time I see him. I'm on a show with him, you know what I'm saying? Um, what does Damien? Me, Bueller, and John are watching right now from Mocha. Oh, all right,
Okay.
They're enjoying themselves. John Stout in the house and they're over there. So yeah, I'm glad they're watching like all that. Stout, all those people were all blocked from my channel. I have an idea who it was. I give vengeance to people, but not everybody. But I had to fix all that. Fix it. Like I said, when it first happened, they didn't show me on the studio who was blocked, but they corrected that. I guess a lot of people were having that problem, so you couldn't see. It didn't show you who blocked. It didn't show me who blocked, but it showed me all the people that were blocked. So I deleted everything and just started giving vengeance to people who I trust the most. And yeah, man. So so it's cool that what happened.
I mean, the big difference between giving a wrench to help fine tune things, and then the other aspect of being given a wrench and throwing a wrench into things, a monkey wrench. Man, just
Yeah.
anyway.
But I'm glad to see Two Gun on there. There was a lot of people like it was always on the whatever it takes. Every time I would go on, they would say hi at least. You know what I mean? And they weren't saying hi no more. I was like, oh, they forgot about me. But Two Gun has told me before that he was trying to get in, he couldn't, and then Brother Joe too. So I already know something was going on. I was trying to figure it out. Finally, a few weeks ago, I decided to try to check it again, and that's what happened. So, well, that pushed aside. I guess whoever else I see on that, it was 50 plus people. So I'll probably hit up as much people as I can and let them know, hey, if you want to drop by and say hello, you can now. But yeah, man, keep on keeping on because we're finally up to we're almost done, guys. I know it's an hour and a half in there. We usually try to do an hour and a half, or actually less than that, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. But we have one more thing we got to do because next week we won't be able to do it because we have 4 issues to cover next week. But you guys know you love it. You know you got to have it.
What?
That beautiful sight. Oh, wait, I did it wrong. Some show and tell. That beautiful sight. I did it all wrong.
What?
Oh, man. What? So, you want to go first or you want me to go?
You go first?
Fine. I'll go first. No, I'll go first. So, my show and tell this week, I decided to bring some books. So I went to my newest shop because I changed my shop. I don't know if my older guy knows that. He probably does, but I got a new shop because it's closer to my house. It was starting to be a little harder to go to my other shop. It was further away from my house, and the traffic is ridiculous and stuff. So this one's closer to the house. The guy's really cool. It's called Li Comics. So from Long Island, Li Comics.
Okay, Allied or
Li L and I
no
Comics, like Long Island. You know what I mean? But I think there was already a Long Island Comics, so he abbreviated the Li. But he had an event on Tuesday. It wasn't a midnight. He wasn't doing any of that, but it was kind of like the midnight releases when they used to release video games and books. So he decided he wanted to have one of these for the new event happening because there's a new writer in Batman because Chip Zdarsky's run has ended, which I was sad. I enjoyed Chip's run. You know what I mean? So keep on keeping on. So I went to go get the Hush 2 right here. Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. We got Jim Lee back on Batman. I'm pretty excited. You know what I mean? So I haven't read it yet because I finally caught up to the Chip run. I ended it. I read it the other day, so I'll probably read this a little bit later on when I get home and stuff. So I got that, and then of course the ash can came with it. So there's a nice little ash can that came with. Well, supplies last, as a cadet. Nick said with cadets when he was promoting it for them. And then of course there was a nice 30% off Batman books. So I got a couple that I haven't gotten yet. So Batman Uncovered. Well, doesn't mean he doesn't have clothes, all right? All right, don't start that again with the stripping, all right, Tom? Come on. You know
Come on.
So it's pretty cool. It's probably a bunch of covers in here from his past Batman. I got the Catwoman one not too long before this one, and one's pretty cool. So, of course, embrace your eyes. You know what I mean? You might get blinded a little bit. Got a little foil cover here.
Oh.
Yeah, the Batman. I keep forgetting which issue this was. The other one. What issue was the other one? Let me see. This issue is 158. This one might have been like 153 or 154 or something like that. But I saw it. I was like, I'm gonna get it. Why not? And then of course I got the Catwoman number 69. 69 dudes. So I'm sure I just blinded everybody with this foil cover. And pretty cool, right? And then of course I saw this and then the reprint. I was like, might as well get it. The Batman, the Long Halloween, the Jeff Loeb and Tim Sales, the great Tim Sales. May he rest in peace. So I got the reprint. I mean, why not? I didn't see the foil cover. I would have gotten the foil cover too. There's so many foil covers that I can't get them all anymore. It's just too much. I'll be broke forever. You know what I mean? But and then after I saw this, and I was like, I got it for my nephews, but I wanted to show it. Teen Titans Go #1 came out a few weeks ago, and so he's like, Teen Titans Go again. So I guess this is volume 2 or 3, whatever volume this is. But I had to get it. You know what I mean? So I got that for my nephews, and keep on keeping on. Yesterday there was a sale, so my I never like. Hopefully my LCS guy is not watching, but I do go visit some LCSs every once in a while, other than mine. Especially Fourth World in Long Island, the best comic shop. Mine is like awesome too, but Fourth World is like the best on the island, probably the best in one of the best in the states. But they had a nice sale going on over there, so nice 20% off and stuff like that. So I got some supplies. So I go there for some supplies, long, short boxes, long, whatever I need over there. So keep on keeping on. I picked up some books. Some of this I actually already had, but I added it to it. This is the Blame Tom, or maybe Blame Phable too, but I ended up picking up the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Nice.
So like I said, this one I already had, and this one I already had, but I wanted to show it anyway because I picked up some more of it. This is #2. #3. I still gotta watch the show. Do you like the show, Tom?
I still need to. I got into the middle of the first episode. I need to finish.
All right, so I got the first 4. Also, probably more Blame Phable when he went on and started showing these. Because, but like, you better grab them before the speckers get into it. You know what I mean? But of course, my man, Godzilla versus the Fantastic Four. You know I had to get this one.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah! This was actually the B cover, and it's actually
I
one of those double.
And I thumbed through it. I'm like, I don't know. I thought about picking it up, but ooh, nice.
Yeah, this cover I saw it. I was like, gotta have it. Just like the show and tell, you gotta have it. So I had to have that issue, And this one I thought I didn't have it, but I have the A cover of this one. This is the one shot with Mighty Morphin Power Ranger and Usagi. This is the C cover. I didn't think I had it. I did. I had the A cover, but it's okay if I had multiple covers because I really enjoyed this cover. It's a nice cover. Usagi Yojimbo with Power Rangers. Come on. And I haven't read it, so probably sit down and read that one later too. And this one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Naruto, the series.
Whoa.
Yeah. Huh. So I was just like, all right. These turtles are busy right now. You know what I mean? And then some of these are some indies. Matthew Rosenberg is one of my favorite writers. When I came back to comics, I picked up a few. And he's still brand new at the time. We're talking everyone down. We're taking everyone down with us. So he was at Midtown Comics promoting this, and I think he's gonna be at Fourth World. If I'm not mistaken, to sign some of these books. So people are digging his DC versus Vampire series, which is still going on, saying it's really good. I kind of dropped it because I wasn't reading it, but I'll probably pick up the trade. And I saw this one shot. It's a giant size special. Dreamweaver. I know some of the guys talked about it probably when it came out. I know Robbie had to. I just don't remember if they said it was good or not. But I picked it up. It was pretty interesting. And then this one came out a couple of weeks ago out of Alcatraz. Christopher Cantwell. I know some of the guys did like this one. So I had to pick it up once they said it. Maybe I'll read it. Maybe I like it. So I think get some indies, you know what I mean? Last but not least, this one, I was like, do I get it? I was like, I got it, fine. The Pop Kills. This one, my friends, it's not for kids. But I saw her holding a little pug. I used to have a pug. She passed away a few years ago. But had to get it. You got James Bond looking dude back there, blonde James Bond looking dude. So yeah, but I don't recommend this one for kids. At least I didn't read it, but I think this was for mature. But from Mad Cave. But so yeah, so that's my show and tell right there. How about you? What did you get? I hope you like those books, man. I thought they were pretty cool, right?
Those are nice. Especially
Your
that
turn.
So this is gonna be a blank Phable.
Hey again, Sheena Ninja.
So a lot of different
Melling and manga. Sorry, go ahead.
A lot of different stores like GameStop, a store called For Your Entertainment, Hot Topic, Box Lunch, like I said, Target. Yeah. Anyway, they were all having these sales on like Funko Pops, action figures. I don't know if there was some kind of event going on every year this time, but anyway, so I picked up this 4-pack that was really cool. Why they put one Autobot against 3 Decepticons being outnumbered is I don't understand it, but Cliff Jumper always dies. If you're familiar with Cliff Jumper. So there's Prime Universe Cliff Jumper. You've got Tarantula, Squeeze Play.
Nice.
And I got it mostly
nice.
Turn. I love Turn. I don't have Turn. I wanted Turn, so and I got about, I don't know, I think $35 off of this. So yeah, I got it for a really good price. And then my favorite Spidey suit is the symbiote. Can't even say it. Symbiote suit. So anyway, I saw this statue, this McFarlane toy at GameStop. And I was like, that's awesome. I got to pick that up. And so I got this, that famous scene.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it comes with
that's fire.
With a little and a facsimile. So yeah, it says amid the chaos, there comes a costume. I can't really show the stand too well, but you can see things like Cap's shield, Thor's hammer. It even has one of Doc Ock's tentacles on there.
Yo, that's so cool.
But yeah, McFarlane is always well detailed.
Yeah, of course.
And then I was also going to show some, since you showed some books you picked up, I was just going to show some ones I got. No old stuff, new stuff. So ASM 70, I got this April Fool's Day.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Um,
We'll be covering that next week.
TMNT issue 6 of the new run.
Nice.
Issue 7, I thought this was cool. If you got the SWAT team.
Yeah, that is nice.
And speaking of Ultimate Spider-Man, I got the one that just came out. You got Spidey with May.
Hell yeah, we'll be covering that in June, I think.
Transformers issue 16 with cool Bruticus. I think it's Bruticus, is that his?
Yeah.
And then you've got issue 17. I don't know if that's Skywarp that's being tortured with Thundercracker trying to save him or what. And then issue 18 of Transformers, an even better shot of Bruticus with his creator, Starscream, laughing. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, those are so good, man. Oh my god, great reads.
Yeah.
Danny Warren Johnson's killing it.
But yeah, that's
good.
that
That's
was
your
the
blaming? I mean,
damage.
that's a show and tell? That's another show. But yeah, man, there you go. Woo! So yeah, that was our show and tell right there. I hope everybody enjoyed some of those that we got. We love, last couple of times I didn't have anything. This time I did. But I told Tom we're gonna have some blaming here because next week, there will be no show and tell next week because we're covering 4 issues. But we don't do it like we read along this. We try to read along a little bit, but we just get a little synopsis of what happened in the books. But we are gonna finish off the last 4 issues of 8 Death of Spider-Man. So we'll be here at 12 p.m. East next Sunday again. Hopefully we don't take another, half an hour before we get started like we did today. But that's what we do. We have fun before we start. It's not just the review show. It's a hangout show between me and my man Tom here. But yeah, I hope everybody. Thank you for coming on in the chats. I'm glad some people who were blocked going on my chats. I know it's working now, so that gives me good peace of mind. And of course, if you're watching this live or on the rewind, thank you so much. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ding 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 the bell for notifications so you can get wonderful guys like us just talking Spider-Man comic books and the world. Yes, the world. We talk about the world, whether it's sports, movies, whatever you want to talk about. Maybe the grass. Tom was talking about strippers earlier. I don't even know, but
Creepy Reader was talking about being naked.
Talk about clothes off and everything. I don't know what. But guys, man, thanks for joining us. See you next week. We're having a blast here with another awesome review show for you guys. Till next time, peace out, much love, have a great week, and see you next week, man. Station.
Peace.
Peace out. What, you're campaigning to be president?